Hi, my name is Chris. Today we're doing an independent music promotion podcast. And today I'm with
Russell.
And I'm with
Jaron.
All right, welcome. All right, today we're going to start with Russell, and he's going to let us know about his new album that he's releasing.
Hey guys, so I'm working on a new album right now currently with about 5 independent artists out here in Arizona. We got Lucy Brendan. I've known him for a very long time. This guy, he's worked on his own rap on Bandcamp, mainly released like 3 or 4 albums, maybe, I don't even know, 5. But every time he does release an album, he like literally turns into its own beast, like its own like genre. It literally it defines itself with each album he releases. I got Taylor Woods, who I worked with he's my old reggae band leader, whatever you want to call him, the bandmaster. He got me into reggae music so much more. He taught me about 432 hertz, which is actually like a frequency that is very relaxing, way more so than 440 hertz, which was mainly a lot of music is made in. But 432 hertz is just specific to reggae.
Nature.
It's literally it feels different when you listen to it. Like you can feel it in your bones. Like it relaxes you. It's almost like if you go on YouTube and just go Google like meditation healing. Stuff like that. It's along the same frequency tone, or the science. It's literally, there's a science to this. This is science, guys. But I'm not Bill Nye. But anyways, the next artist would be I'm working with is Nathan Schuyler from Arizona as well. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. He's basically a bar hopper, I would say. Like as far as a musician goes, he plays a lot of blues, but. He's very professional, though. I say that like lightly, like he's not like he's, you know what I mean. He's a very professional musician. He's a saxophonist. He plays saxophone very well, extremely well. I played with him before on trumpet, and he kills it, and he knows what to play as far as backing tracks go. Whatever backing track he pulls on me, he knows, like, he has good taste and good direction with where he goes. Very good guy too, as well. Just a very good guy in general. He's my good friend. And then I got let's see. And I have Amanda Huber from, as well as Glendale, Arizona, I believe. I'm not too sure. Glendale, Peoria, Arizona. She is a really good flutist. She's extremely good on bass flute and does specifically reverb flute. Like has a reverb pedal for her flute, and she uses very well. And she has recorded for me, and I have now samples from her, which I'm working on. So I'm working on a song right now for her, and she's one of the artists that will probably get paid on the album if I drop it on SoundCloud, because I give her. I already told her that preemptively, and then the other artists I didn't tell them that yet, but I think I'm going to drop that all on them so that it's all fair and square, and I'll tell them that, and then they're probably going to get split pay on SoundCloud, or they will get split pay on SoundCloud, as well as wherever, if each of them, if they wanted me to distribute their tracks, which up to them mainly, because they're pretty much the like author of the track, and I'm just the the one flying the plane for them. So they're gonna, when I do drop the album on SoundCloud, and if I do, and I probably will as well, it will go out everywhere, probably YouTube Music, YouTube. And that entails into, we were going to distribution as well. And that's something I do on my own SoundCloud. I pay for it, and it pays back basically when I drop stuff now, because I have a bigger following than I ever have in the future, or the past. I mean, ever had in the past, and so it's gonna be killer. It's gonna be called Slap Us. Slap Us with an AZ. We're representing Arizona this time, because Arizona is kind of like, I would say, undernourished in the arts community sometimes.
Okay. I guess I want to take it back to, the 432. And I wanted to ask, how do you go about marketing and selling, with so much free content of 432? And I guess the standard tuning of A would be A4 440. And how do you feel about people saying, that's a pseudo sign and it's not, credible? Some people listen to it. Some people say, it does nothing for me, or it gives me a headache. I like the standard tuning of 440. Mm-hmm. And, how does that feel when people go from, listening to their standard tuning of 440 to you pop up in a playlist and all of a sudden it's kind of 432?
Well, yeah, there's actually like a large crowd that enjoys that. I believe they're just in general because of lo-fi music, low fidelity music on anywhere is extremely relaxing. I would say even more relaxing than 432 hertz to me. And I mean, the frequency is like there's less. It's supposed to be like less congestion in the actual like wavelength, the sound length. And there's like this man Taylor Woods. He has this thing down to his an exact science. Like he has literally graphed this like geometrically, and I'm just like, what the? But this is, I guess, true. I mean, this is actual mathematical equation for this. This and it's deep, man. It's like, have you heard of well, maybe even Pythagorean theorem, but like I'm talking more like Fibonacci sequence. Like it's similar to that, but which is like really mind blowing. If you like the concept, I couldn't really start to explain. So that's a simple way to see it though. Fibonacci sequence.
Okay, for somebody that's looking specifically to listen to music for 432, are there any specific platforms that have separate categories that's tailored towards pushing and promoting, music that's at 432?
I would probably say like, everywhere. I mean, SoundCloud, and as SoundCloud artists, you can distribute to pretty much everywhere else. It goes to Boomplay, Deezer, Tidal. It can go to Boomplay, Deezer.
But is it separate or
like? What do you?
Does it change? Does it change the frequency? Like, what is it?
No. So if I'm just looking for specific music, would I be able to find your 432 music, in a specific category? Like, is there a separate?
No. It would all blend into like all the rest of 440 hertz music. Even like some hip hop has been recorded at 432 hertz that I've listened to. It's extremely well done as well. It's very artistic, very just well done. So I know that you can be used in multiple different genres, so it would kind of blend into the crowd. Yeah, it might blend in because it's actually a popular a tone or a frequency in music. So.
Okay, so how do you go about promoting 432 in real life, offline? How do you go about promoting artists that you're working with? And when people in real life, they're used to the standard Western tuning for, I guess, the past hundreds of years has been A440. So how in real life, outside, would people be able to hear
432 hertz?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not really like, it's not in a lot of like commercial situations where like across like different like retail stores or something, you're not going to go into like Walgreens and hear like, a reggae song in 432 hertz, or, you're just not going to do that because, you would have to introduce it kind of like a therapist, I would say almost. You would have to say like,
you would have to walk into like the desert.
Just like a shrink.
Yeah, so basically for people to find your music, they have to already know 430. Like, how would you introduce somebody to 432 outside of them not knowing, or being in depth on these forums on the internet? How would you introduce somebody in real life and promoting your music and be like, my music's better than whatever you're listening to because we're recording music at 432 hertz?
Well, basically, I would say just kind of graph out like how 440 hertz looks I would say even like visually anywhere on a board, any sort of board, or kind of graph out how it looks, and then like compare it to the wavelength of a 432 hertz wavelength, and then basically attribute the differences. What is like, why does this visual represent, and how does that mean for the sound? What does this visual represent? How does that mean for that sound? And then what's the ultimate difference as far as the way you feel when you listen to it? Or
that would be kind of difficult to do in real life. And passing, if you're trying to, promote your music and people trying to sell, and how would you be able to keep something that technical, keep it simple that in a way that you can promote to, I guess, layman's or novice in this?
Okay, I would say, probably, have you heard of Bob Marley? And, or have you heard of Steel Pulse? Or just kind of name off some really, like very well-known reggae artists. And then, what do you like about them? And then name why that sound has come off like, or name, kind of how that sound is coming across actually scientifically. Get deep into then you can go, and if they want to know more, then you would go more into the science, I suppose.
Okay. Do you think, I guess back to online, do you think that 432 tuned music should be separate from 440? Should it have its own category or genre?
Kind of.
Like if I'm looking for hip hop, should it be or even subgenre, like lo-fi hip hop 432, or how would Because I think maybe if it was kind of more detailed, and I guess the search engines would be able to find it more readily, then it's just you have to be already privy to this information that most people aren't privy to, so.
What's your main question, I guess, of that? So just like 430.
How do you feel if it should be DSPs should market it separately in a separate category?
Oh, yes, kind of. If it is just like singular one or two tones or like very minimalistic music, it should be marketed in its very own category as like healing tone number 1 or number 2, like something like that, more generic. However, if it's like hip hop or something, it could all just flow together, man. Like people are not going to be like picking it out like, oh, that's 449 hertz or that's 425 hertz. Like, no. People are not going to be like that. So I think for most genres, it doesn't have to be marketed differently. But if it's just like 1 or 2 tones, like just like, or like some Buddha music or, whatever.
I heard if you walk in like the middle of the Amazon rainforest, that's the tune of 432, like the birds chirping, the wind with the trees. Like I heard that's the tune of 432, and like that's how that's how you really get the feeling of it. But I'm not sure. I haven't been there, so.
I mean, that sounds actually like that. Sounds exactly how it feels, bro. I mean, that's really like relaxing, resonates in your soul a little bit, actually. To be honest, bro, because like 440 hertz is just a bit congested it's just a bit congested, man. If you're trying to decompress from like your long day at working your slave butt at Taco Bell or KFC or they're basically like slave masters that make food for the masses that kill them. So they're pretty much like sociopaths if you think about it. Okay. But anyways, I
guess so. Releasing an album at 430, what would be the preferred DSP, or where would people looking for that most likely navigate to?
YouTube.
Most successful platforms include YouTube and YouTube Music, man. They're free for everyone. Like and every other platform kind of has some form of like a subscription. Even Apple Music, the very lowest tier is a voice control one. I would say that subscription is pretty cheap. It's probably like $3.99 a month or something like that. I don't know. And then, but there's like you can get a free trial of Apple Music if you like brand new the iPhones or whatever. I think that's cool too. But and of course Spotify used to do a free trial. I don't think any do that anymore at all. And then, but yeah, to get out to there, what was your question?
Oh, I guess a preferred way of releasing your music that's tuned at 432, as you were saying, YouTube Music, YouTube Music,
most accessible, yeah, because they're a lot of it in YouTube, people will actually Google or like YouTube or search that up, like 432 hertz healing tone, 432 hertz reggae, 432 hertz whatever. 432 hertz hip hop, 432 hits trip hop, 432 hertz, all that kind of stuff. People actually look that up on YouTube, and that when you're first starting out with your own 432 hertz stuff, I would definitely mark it under that, because that will get people like really engaged, like, oh, this is that tone, and then it'll recognize it and like want to hear more of it. That starts them out. And then you can just throw in music that's already in 432 hertz, but you don't need to market it anymore because people have already been kind of like, oh, this is a decompressing like vibe. This is like I can chill and like not do much and like think about other things that don't include stressful activities like working at I don't know, say like Walgreens or CVS or like I don't know, some retail environment where people are just like up your but like, so I would say like, yeah.
So currently there are no major labels that are releasing music at 432. So I guess outside of online, there really isn't, you know, somebody in a city that's not living in the Amazon rainforest hearing, you know, like how are we gonna reach these people? Like there's certain tone devices, but you know, like how are we supposed to release like music? There's like, you know, therapy singing bowls that release maybe these specific tones, but you know, like how Kanye had the player or Scream Deck or something. Is there a way that you can kind of release, you know, physically, you know, 432? Like how would you promote to people?
Definitely, I got you. So you would have to you would even can market your entire thing about 432 hertz, and you can like dress up, you know, and communicate your image by showing that you're, you know, just more relaxed person. As corny as that sounds, just like more relaxed, just like be chilling, like have that vibe, and then also like you can literally just have like a way to stigmatize it on your album covers, like in a way, like any way you want, in the back, in the front, just a way to logo it.
Facts.
So probably maybe 432 merch or hats or something, stickers,
even merch,
and stuff like that.
Yep.
Try to, you know, because it's either not known or, you know, people, you know, kind of take a step back away from it, you know, because people are so used to hearing, you know, 440.
Right. So it would definitely be like, even you can market it as like a meditative device. You can market it as a way to like meditate and be mindful, and which is a lot of people nowadays really need that because we live in an overstimulated world. I've talked to like many therapists in my lifetime, and or people that work in like psychological fields, and they all kind of agree that the world is kind of a technology as an internet, and it's kind of overstimulated us and turned us into like, I don't know, even like borderline Adderall junkies, to be to be candid, I guess.
So are you releasing just to all platforms, or are you trying to focus on certain platforms for your 432 music and artists and projects?
I would definitely say just all platforms. I mean, you can go out all platforms, man. You can blend in with the rest of the crowd. I mean, and then people eventually you just kind of get seeps into their soul. But honestly, because reggae is very soulful music, to be honest, because it's very much based on a lot of religion and philosophy and politics, and in Jamaica. And I've never been to Jamaica, but I do think that a lot of the philosophy there is actually pretty cool. It's pretty groovy, baby.
At this time, we're gonna take a word from our sponsors.
Hey, I'm trying to get a drink. What about you?
I'm feeling hungry myself.
What's good around there in Glendale?
I know the perfect spot. Let's go check out Saguaro Grill.
Get your fill at the Saguaro Grill, right in the heart of downtown Glendale, Arizona. Good food, good drinks, and a live venue right next door.
It's me, Raezy, baby.
What could beat that?
Just throwing my plug out there. Raezy, Raweazy. Or you can go... you could just go on SoundCloud.com/Raweazy. You can then take out from there. I mean, and then you can connect to my own independent label, Real Music, R3AL Music label. That's all one word on Instagram. And I mean, I'm trying to take off, man. I'm trying to get in my rocket ship too. You know what I'm saying? Raweazy, baby. I mean, that's kind of, you know, it's repetitive, but it sticks with you. And that's basically how I am. Producer, I'm Raweazy. Like G-Eazy or Eazy-E, but just I'm Raweazy, baby. For me, it's solely Apple Music, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately. I don't know. There's some shade. The CEOs are gonna like come after me. I don't know, but like, what I'm trying to say is, I don't care about what they think. And honestly, Apple Music is just really cool because it just flows with my vibe. Like, I just love Apple products. For some reason, I've always stuck with Apple products for a long time. And that's not even coming across as pretentious, man. Like, that is literally, Apple products just flow, dude. They flow like Raweazy.
I'll say DistroKid is a great distribution platform where you can like you could pay like a different subscription and like $20 a year just to upload all your songs on like all platforms. I'll say it's pretty good.
Yeah, for distribution, I use DistroKid and TuneCore, and I like the format and layout, and you get to see all your splits and who's buying what song and from where, what part of the world they're from. And I guess as far as finding new music for me would still probably have to be YouTube. You know, YouTube's algorithm for pushing related artists, it's kind of like, unmatched. And then, even with the ads, like if you're looking for, you type in your favorite artist and then somebody related to it before that song comes on, or even before it comes off, sometimes both, even in between, you hear this other song, you're like, hey, wait a minute, what is this? And then hey, this is pretty good.
Might go check them out on Spotify,
yeah.
and then you go see more. Yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how it grows, bro. Like it goes from one to one to hop, just hopping around, man. And it's not even shameful, man. It's just like it's everywhere. Like once it becomes everywhere, makes you more money, more revenue, more money. I mean, more hot bitches. Sorry, I just couldn't frame.
So, for you releasing your independent music, is it just, since SoundCloud distributes everywhere, is it just SoundCloud, or do you try other DSPs to check out their workflow and method?
Yes. I have not actually, well, just Bandcamp, not anywhere else besides SoundCloud. Bandcamp, to be honest, because Bandcamp it's got its own kind of beast, I guess. It's like its own, you can make your own website almost out of it. But SoundCloud is just, for some reason, just is my favorite because it's just the way it looks and the way it's presented. And then you get to post all your links on SoundCloud. So like, for example, my own independent label, Real Music label, I'm like, it's linked up on there. And then, not only that, but like you can link up pretty much anything to that. You can even link up sometimes if you have your own Cash App, you can say I need support for my show or whatever, just like they do on YouTube for Patreon. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, one thing I like, I don't know how many other ones do, but SoundCloud, you see the waveform. You get a graphic representation of a song and its loudness and its quietest part, and it's, real time and it's scrolling with you, and then you get to see the comments, at what point of the song people are like, oh, this drop was amazing, or, so I don't know if there are, or do you know of any, but if not, Spotify is definitely, ahead of the game, with the waveform graphic representation of the song.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's really cool. I did not know that. Yeah, dude, I've just literally been stuck on Apple Music for a long time now because I just want to stuck to. But I had a Spotify subscription in the past, and yeah, I liked it a lot as far as how it flowed. It was good. It was great as well. It was almost as good as Apple Music. They're about the same. I mean, to be honest, like I really don't care either way. Like I wouldn't care where to listen to music on. Like music is music. But I like them both evenly, to be honest. I mean, they just have their own strengths and their own weaknesses, just like a lot of things in life, I suppose.
I think we're seeing less and less of, specific artists, websites, or band websites. I think more and more, artists are ditching, paying for their own specific website and or distribution. And, I guess being at the mercy, of DSPs and, how much they take from the music streams. So in your own music releases, mm-hmm. have you thought about different ways of how you could, I guess, keep more of the money that you're receiving from your fans?
So far, I've this is going to sound really pathetic, or maybe not. Who knows? Whatever. But I've made $1.65 total in royalties as of February 2023 for my own stuff that I've worked with me and other artists in a lot of different places. And I think that if you broaden out more than just SoundCloud and more than SoundCloud Next Pro, which is what I have, which is a great start, and it's starting even right now where I'm making money off of it as we speak. It's passive income. It's great. You literally just you post it and bam, if it's good and it reaches a wider audience than your next door neighbors, then I mean, it can go off because as long as you've marketed yourself correctly on social media, you've created like a PR image of yourself that is going to be like well known, well respected, very well, just well thought of and as a musician, as an artist, or as a company, or a collective record label, whatever it is. As long as you've created a good PR engine for yourself, I think that you have you are able to easily broaden out your spectrum of like where your music is going and easily create more revenue and more money.
I say merch too. Where if it's a touring, you can the artist actually keeps the money. You know, it's like you get the back end, of course, from shows, but merch, it's like it's always been a way of an artist, like good way of earning money. You know, right. Where like they can actually own it instead of like getting the labels.
Or even I mean like my own independent thing, I don't like I give them fair shares like when I go on split pay. Like when I do a split pay for an artist, like for example Nathan Schuyler, who he did a little bit of vocal for me on the song called Power Ranger Pussy Part 2 or Power Ranger Pussy 2. It just really went well for me commercially, like as far as like my own little business I got with this whole little SoundCloud Next Pro thing. It's giving him 50% royalties every time that someone listens to it. He's getting 50% of that share, and basically that compounds really quick. And well, next thing you know, bam! I made a legend in my closet.
That's great. I would say so. Promoting your independent music, outside of websites, I guess, what would be the best social media platform, for promoting music?
I would definitely just go with Instagram right off the bat. Instagram, Facebook is secondary, maybe even like tertiary, like the third one down, because you can make your own Facebook page and you can really get custom with it. And they have a lot of great ways to boost your business on there. But secondly, what was that one I was talking about? Oh, Instagram. First of all, Instagram is number one because for some visual and sound arts just really always go well together. So Instagram is just number one for me. I mean, that's where I'm getting most of my like business from, to be honest, like as far as the advertisement goes, because I market myself pretty well on there and I put photos up on there of like, my different songs, different flavors of my different songs, different covers I made on a little Photoshop program. I don't even use Adobe Photoshop. I just use Pixel Image editor style. It's just this cheap, or it's a free program that it does the same thing as Adobe Photoshop, but bam, I'm done in like way quicker, and it's just a lot less taxing on my processing power on my computer, my MacBook, and it's just so excellent that I'll use it for any album cover, and you can blow it up real quick, like 10,000 pixels. You don't even need that, but you can blow it up real quick. Like you can go from 1,000 by 1,000 pixel square to like a 10,000 by 10,000 pixel square, and bam, you can make anything with it. And it was like free to me. So as long as you know that if you cut your operating costs down when you try to start up whatever it is, your podcast, your YouTube channel, your SoundCloud, your Bandcamp, your whatever, your Patreon, as long as you cut your operating costs to like the bare minimum, and you just honestly just stick to just really simple craft, and you use not by simple I don't mean cheap, but just more like very simplistic approach to making your own label, you're helping an artist out or whatever it is, being a producer, being an engineer. Like as long as you cut your operating costs to bare minimum when you're starting out, you have a lot of room to grow, and then a lot of room to go, and a lot of room to get your name out there, and eventually, take over the world.
Yeah, I like that. Instagram is doing really well with that. I guess now Facebook and Instagram has adopted, I guess originally from TikTok, I guess it's a sound where people, they'll take the audio from your video. So whether that's a song, and then people using, the most popular part, the catchy part of your song, and then they make little dances or they make little skits and they add their dogs and their animals, and it really leads people back to the song. And, yes, it started with TikTok, but it's real big on Instagram. And since Instagram was bought by Facebook, those same videos are on Facebook. Right, and then you can do the same thing on Facebook as well. Yep. But, those same Instagram videos are on Facebook, and people could hear your music, and then they could take it and make little skits from it. And you'll see, like, your song, you'll have, like, you'll make one video, you just previewing your song, and then people will make 40,000 videos with their cats and their dogs, doing silly things, and it's really helped promote and lead people to those little things, count as screams, So I really like that. What's your thought on that?
My thought on that is I think it's true, bro, because like a lot of artists, they would like blow up off of like I say like I want to call it like they had this term called SoundCloud artists, let's say. where it would be like, oh, that's a SoundCloud artist. Oh, you just drop on SoundCloud. Like, you ever heard that term or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but it's like not really like that, cause like Lil Uzi, like if you think about the way he did it, like back in SoundCloud 2016, that's like a major part of like artists, and like just it's always been the internet's always been a part of like how an artist is like found. So like TikTok and like videos, I found out a couple artists from there. Like you just hear a song, and it's like a video. You're like, oh, I like that song. It's a good way to promote independently.
Yeah, that's great. It's 2023. Labels still have a lot of power and a lot of money, but with maybe a fraction of that, less than a quarter, you can reach the same people, by advertising through Facebook or Instagram, and TikTok, YouTube, and buy these ads, and you could reach people. And although DSPs still kind of take like a lot of the money, you get to pocket a lot of money that you would be owing to the record label. And nowadays, I guess, do y'all think record labels will be relevant, I guess, 20 to 40 years from now? Major record labels.
No.
Not at all. I think that people think that corporations are maniacal beasts that have no soul, and I agree wholeheartly to the fullest extent of that sentence. I agree with that. Corporations can be really shitty. Like, I'm just gonna go there because, like, I mean, if you think about it, they're just businesses trying to make their ends meet. Well, why don't you just take those ideas that you have of making your ends meet for yourself and kind of embodying yourself, and because the business is always going to look at you kind of like a rag doll almost. Even in like just basic retail environments, like even like something easy like, I don't know, freaking Walgreens. Like, everyone knows that Big Pharma is one hell of a Satan. I mean, it is Satan on earth, to be honest. I mean, if I'm going to go there.
All right, that's great. I think that's all the time we have for today. We're going to wrap it up, as again, I'm your host, Chris, with the Independent Music Promotion Podcast, and that's it.
See you next time.